In today's lesson, we're going to be learning about why these two riders crashed and why progressive brake pressure and your skill set is extremely important. This is a pretty crazy incident where these two motorcycle riders are not going to use progressive brake pressure and they're actually going to crash because of a panic. So we're going to go ahead and watch this one. So this guy's actually riding with a buddy in the back and we see a vehicle come out of an intersection. That's a good hazard clue. Boom, here comes somebody and we both dumped the bikes. He went over, the other rider fell down and low-sided. Let's go ahead and watch and talk about what happened. If you'd like to chat with me and other DDFM crew members, swing on by the Discord. It's an absolute free service and allows you to get in contact with me and others around the world. So progressive brake pressure is extremely important when it comes to stopping. If you don't, you're either going to use too much brakes and you're going to go up and over, or you're going to use too much brakes and your tire is not going to have the traction involved and you're going to slide out from underneath. And that's what happened to the rider up front. So right here, right off the bat, we see a vehicle pull out. So I talked about hazard perception and using clues. That is a clue that there's an intersection right there. So that's a really good one. So we need to start being a little bit more cautious, start covering those brakes. Let's not apply them. Let's start covering them and getting ready and preparing ourselves mentally for the skill that we've been practicing, right? You guys been practicing your progressive brake skills? If not, check out ddfmcrew.com. I do have parking lot practice skills and stuff that you can do anytime, anywhere, as long as you just have a little bit of room. So we're going to go ahead and move forward just a little bit. That is going to be the clue. And now we're going to see nothing because, let's go ahead and scroll back and we can see them now, but we're going to see nothing because we have this GMC vehicle and a hill blocking our line of sight. Line of sight is very important when it comes to hazard perception because if you can't see what's happening, you're not going to stop, you're not going to swerve, you're not going to use any type of evasive maneuvers. Remember, search, evaluate, execute. You can't execute anything if you're never able to see or evaluate the hazard that you saw. So that's why we need to start presenting ourselves a little bit better. So move out a little bit to the side, move to the left in this position. I'd probably be in lane position 1. He's probably in lane position 2, maybe 2.5 in this situation. I'd move over to lane position 1. That way I can get a good look. I also like to slow down before intersections just a little bit and get a good look. Guys, think about it. Before we walk into the street, we pause. We take a quick pause. We look left and right and left again, and then we move on. We need to start treating intersections just like that. Guys, we need to pause, slow down just a little bit, maybe decelerate, roll off the throttle just a little bit. Look a little bit, give ourselves, this is the hazard that's approaching us. Let's go ahead and focus. And then before you know it, we're going to see everything. So we would have seen this well ahead of time if we just kind of took these hazards seriously. So if we saw this ahead of time, we would be able to stop in time. Well, this guy also, this one right here, this motorcycle rider that's pulling out, wasn't paying attention, wasn't doing anything, didn't see anything for his own line of sight, saw all of a sudden the hazard, he sees it, he evaluates it, and his version of an executable maneuver is to grab a fistful of front brake. And what that's going to do is going to cause him to drop the bike. That right there is another point of view that we see quite a bit in our videos, is that when you grab that front brake, it's going to wash out. So everyone's always wondering, well, did he try to swerve at the same time? Did he try to do this when we watch different videos? No, he actually grabbed too much front brake, and then it caused the tire to lose all traction, slide out from underneath it, and it's going to slide left, slide right, basically the path of least resistance. He was already prepping to go left, so that's why it dropped left. So he dropped his bike, and then now the motorcyclist that is with the camera is going to do a panic brake. He's going to grab a fistful of front brake, and what that's going to do, since it grabbed traction on the ground, this is a great example of no traction and traction. Since this is traction right here, it's going to flip him up and over. Remember, brakes are very powerful. They're going to stop that tire whether you have traction or not. So he's going to grab a fistful of front brake and lift up. You can see the shadow right here. He completely flipped. That mechanism of injury is going to be actually more severe than the motorcycle rider right here. This motorcycle rider is going to have abrasions and then have some type of impact to his knee, left hand, possibly his shoulders, maybe even his head. But then we look at the guy with the camera right here, what that's going to do, now he's up in the air. He's actually a lot higher, so then his fall and his impact is going to be a lot harder. So he's going to possibly hit his head, hit his shoulder, hit his wrist, hit his arms. And if you watch the full video, he actually broke his shoulder. I don't know exactly what pieces. You have a bunch of different parts in your shoulder, but he's also groaning, screaming, everything. I didn't include that in this video because it's kind of graphic, so if you want to check it out, please go into the description, check out the video, and if you'd like to submit your own, make sure you do so. We're posting a lot of videos. Check out tomorrow's. We're got a double feature for you guys. Anyways, he's going to go ahead and fall down, hit his shoulder, and that's a very high mechanism of injury. If you break your collarbone, it's very easy to do so, but if you do it and it punctures your lung, ooh, you're in a bad day. So we're going to go ahead and move forward, and also make sure you wear your gear. You can kind of see that his right shoe flew off. his right shoe's already gone. Make sure you wear full gear, motorcycle gear. These are little chinos or khakis. It's not going to be the appropriate type of gear for the impact. You can actually have more severe injuries because you decided not to wear gear. Not much you can do for the collarbone other than prevent it by not squeezing so hard and applying progressive brake pressure. So we're going to move forward just a little bit. And this is basically the view that we see. So let's go ahead and scroll back. This is why I love doing frame by frame. We have a rider here. He has full gear too. This is the one that actually crashed. The rider that flipped over, he went pretty far. You know, he's now next to this rider. But look, he's wearing full gear and can't really tell what's happening. But supposedly in the original video, he took off and left this rider to be in pain. That's not a good thing. Don't do that, guys. Let's start taking care of each other. So with the information that we have now, we need to make sure we are focused on line of sight. We need to focus on progressive brake pressure and then making sure that we have these skills in place. Therefore, when something happens, we don't make a decision. It just happens because of our training. So remember, line of sight, progressive brake pressure. Also, line of sight, kind of a little subcategory there, is that if you don't have any vision, you can't do the first portion of search, evaluate, execute. All you can do is execute, and usually it's going to be in a panic. So let's watch this real quick. So there's the vehicle. There is our hazard clue. Hey, something could be happening. Let's go ahead and slow down a little bit. Let's cover the brakes. And here it is, panic brake. Both of us did it. Now we're in pain. Group riding presents its own hazards. Group riding tends to bring out the ego and peer pressure in other motorcyclists. I've talked about this many times in my previous close call and crash videos. So if you want to check out some of those videos, I have a link to a playlist in the description, and we're going to go over all these crashes and close calls in depth so you know exactly what happened. My solution to this was to avoid